super fun. Now we're going to talk about scalar multiplication of matrices. And by scalar multiplication, I just mean if I have a number out front. So like if I have 5 times a matrix, like this. If you have 5 times a matrix, that means multiply every element in the matrix A by 5. Now, I know it's crazy, but that's about, again, this is kind of like addition or equating matrices. And the reason that this is all like reasonably straightforward is because in a second I'm going to hit you with matrix multiplication, which is not straightforward, and you're going to run away screaming. So we try to like, soften you up right before we do the sucker punch. So, that said, say we've got given A being equal to this and B being equal to this, let's say let's find 5A. Okay, so we're going to say 5 times that 5A. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply every element in the matrix by 5. So 5 times -1, 5 times 4, 5 times 3, and 5 times 0. So 5A is -5, 20, 15, and 0. Now you don't have to write out this step if you don't want to. I'm just writing it out so that you can see it, okay? I'm not trying to be tricky or anything like that. I'm just trying to make sure you see all the steps of what's going on. I'm trying to not be tricky, believe it or not. Alright, let's see if we can find -2b. Alright, just for something different. So -2 times b, which was 2, -3, 5, and -6, right? Yeah. So what we're going to do is take -2 times each element in the matrix, -2 times -3, -2 times 5, and -2 times -6. So again, now if you just want to look and say -2 times 2 is -4, -2 times -3 is +6, -2 times 5 is -10. You can do that too. I'm just, again, showing you all the steps in hopes that it helps bring things together. Now, about the worst thing that we can ask you to do is we can ask you to combine these. So I might say, well, what is 5A minus 2B? And if you want to do these correctly, what you need to do is you need to first find 5A. And we did that. We found 5A. It was this one up here. And then we want to find minus 2B. Now here's a little tricky, actually. What you want to do is you want to think about this as 5A plus -2B. Okay, because we already have -2B. So 5A plus -2B. So 5A, in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and write this over here. I'm going to be more formal about this because I do want to do it this way. So I'm going to say 5A plus -2B. Okay, so adding a negative, same thing as subtracting. I'm just actually trying to make the math easier. So we found 5A. I already did that. And then plus -2B, which we already found as well. Like that. And now we're just going to add the components directly. Minus 5 minus 4 is minus 9. 20 and 6 is 26. 15 minus 10 is 5. 0 and 12 is 12. Okay? So adding, subtracting matrices, adding and subtracting scalars, multiplication of matrices, again, these aren't too bad, but it is starting to get to be a lot for one lesson. So if you're getting kind of tired, go take a break. Go like, blah, 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 get your brain all settled out, because the next one is going to take some computing power in your brain to do. So we want to make sure that you're pretty fresh for this next thing that's coming up.